This is Kerrigan & Company. You know, folks, I've known the College Hype team for more than 20 years. They're a local screen print and embroidery company servicing the New England area and beyond. Now, what makes the team so special is that they have more than 35 years of experience and they do all the work in-house. I love their tagline, making a difference one t-shirt at a time. Speaking from experience, I know that is the truth. Learn more at collegehype.com. Hey everybody, it's Kim. Today's show is all about hypnotherapy, Grammy award-winning music, and fashion. This is Kerrigan & Company.
Kerrigan & Company is here for you. Yes, Kerrigan & Company is here for you.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Kerrigan & Company. It's so good to have you with us this week. I am very excited about this show today. I'm going to back into this show. We have a hypnotherapist who is joining us. She's going to talk to us about putting people in a hypnotic state. Now, I know there are many of you who are thinking, oh, come on, you can't do that to me. I think you may be surprised. So we'll be joined by, her name is Alyssa Z. She's going to be joining us. Then we have a very special guest who I'm actually not going to mention quite yet, but she is a fabulous Grammy award-winning singer who is coming very soon to Boston to be on stage. She is a part of the cast of Funny Girl. So we are very excited to welcome her. And we are welcoming her very much because of our next guest and the man who's keeping me company today, who helped us to book that special guest. It was not easy to book this guest either, let me tell you, because he's very famous and it's very hard to get him. My longtime friend, David Josef, is with me today, keeping me company. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm great. It's good to see you. Right off the bat, let me, he didn't pay me to say this. I'm actually going to say it. 60 pounds down since the last time I saw him.
Am I gorgeous or what? Hello, I could be in Funny Girl. Hello, gorgeous.
You are. You are. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
How did you do that? No hypnosis, I'm assuming.
I haven't, but I'm looking forward. I looked at her website, and boy, I really like
fun,
Alyssa.
right?
I'm looking forward to meeting her. Okay, the real story?
Yes,
I mean,
the
I
real
can't stand
story.
the celebrities who do the fake shit. Oh, can I say that?
Yes.
Okay, good. I got really sick last December. I had every vaccine there was, but I didn't have RSV vaccine, and then I got RSV and almost died. I got really, really sick. And I was at an absolute low point and emailed my doctor from the parking lot of where I live because I was so ill and the RSV was causing me not to be able to breathe, which was causing me panic attacks, and I was at an all-time high of 307 pounds. Yes, I was still cute and delicious, but I couldn't breathe. And
David, I don't remember you being.
I was
never
very
have
chubby.
Appeared that you were 300.
Well, you never looked down at my feet; they were this big.
Wow.
So I got in touch with my doctor. I said, "Look, I have to do this journey. I have to get my mental health together, physical health together, and get this right." So last January, I love my doctors. I have a wonderful team of wonderful people, and we started on a weight loss journey. She put me on Wegovy.
Yeah.
I started in March 1st of this year, last year, 2024, and I started on Wegovy, the injections, and I started losing weight. It worked. It worked. It cut my appetite, mental changes, so I wasn't overeating and all that kind of stuff. And like anything else that's in your system, it wears off after time, and I had to rely on my what do you call it?
I would say just your willpower. Right?
Thank you. That's the word.
Yeah.
On my willpower, and I took off 50 pounds, and the last 10 have been through nothing but willpower.
Yeah.
I've just switched over to Zepbound.
Yep.
So I'm staying there, and I'm really. If I didn't lose another pound, I'd be very content.
Sure.
But I still have 50 pounds to lose just to get to 200. Yeah. So, but I'm really proud and I'm really happy, and I'm doing it.
And I think everything that you've just told us is fantastic. And I think you look great. And if you didn't take off another pound, the most important thing, and I know this because David, your husband, is here, and he said, Danny, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
You're David. I'm so confused.
No, you're not. No, everybody does that.
Is that you're healthier.
Yeah.
I mean, this really is what this journey has to be about.
And I'll tell you something else, Kim. The mental journey is also, it's also connected because I'm loving, not that I never didn't love my work, but I'm loving every minute of the work, and it shows in the gifts that are coming my way in the work.
Fantastic.
So it's just kind of all
Yeah. Well, I think
amazing and connected.
Absolutely. I'm a firm believer that it is all connected. Again,
totally.
you know, you have confidence, you feel better, you are at your best, you begin to produce, and when one begins to produce, the universe just brings it back.
And that brings it to my clients.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
The journey for them is joyful because I feel good about myself. I still make jokes with them about I'm still chubby, and when I face forward, I'm gorgeous. When I look sideways, I don't look 9 months anymore. I look 6 months, but but I'm still going the right direction. But
I got news for you. You don't look 6. I've been 6 months, and you don't look 6 months.
Stop it. I'll give you 45 minutes, and you have to stop.
I know.
No, it's all good. I'm in a really great place. So
Super.
it's about what I really did learn was about you have to take care of yourself.
You do.
And it took me all these years. I've been in business 40
Have you
years.
ever flown? You have to put your mask on
That's
first
exactly
before you can
right.
help the
You can't
people
do
around
anything.
you, right?
You can't do anything
Absolutely.
unless you take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm so damn old now.
Oh, stop.
I need to do it.
Yeah. Well,
And
I'm glad-
still
I'm
living-
glad
and
you are,
And I'm still
because
living my dreams. My
there you
dreams are
go.
all coming true still.
So, you actually, this is your second appearance here on Kerrigan
It
and
is.
Company. You were a guest at one point early on, and very much appreciated it. And at the time, we said, you got to come back. You got to be the co-host. You got to hang with me a little
I believe
bit
I
further.
said, if you don't invite me back, I'm going to badmouth this show. No. I pushed my way into the show. I want to come back online. I want to come back.
Oh, no.
Thank you for having me again.
Oh, it's so good to have you. I'm so glad that you're here. And it's been so, I've always had fun watching this incredible career as a designer. And, your career has really, as I look back on it from the time I've known you, and then I go back further because I can research it as well, it's really sort of evolved. You were that kind of designer who was in stores, and you were in New York, and you were, doing that whole big thing. And then you came back here to settle into what really feels like a comfortable career.
Yeah.
You have clients that you see on a regular basis that you light up their lives every single day.
I love them. They're family.
Yeah, it's so amazing. They're moms of brides and moms of grooms and
My
brides
Orthodox
and
Jewish families, my all of the, every one of them.
all
is
these
family
adorable.
to us.
I see
My
absolutely
bat mitzvah
adorable little
girls.
13-year-olds.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so fun.
We get to
but
make
then
dreams come true.
You have that other side. That you
What do you mean,
that
the
you have-
bitchiness?
Yeah.
No, not that. I don't think I'm.
That side that you have held on to that is so glamorous and so big. I mean, really big, David.
It is funny because we live a small life sometimes. Like we go to work in my place is in Waltham. We live 3 minutes away. We go to work. We work hard. We go home. We make our clients happy. We deliver all that stuff. And then we
Not that
live
that's a
this,
small life. That's big
No, it's
in and
lovely,
of itself.
but
That's
it's
fabulous.
a regular
Yeah,
working
right.
life. And then we live this explosion of a life. Like we're always in New York or we're in LA or now we're going to Paris. And it's that life. It's this dream come true as a designer life. Like I'm living my 16-year-old little boy designer dreams.
Sure.
They're all real right now.
What is so great about it is that, again, when I go back and I research.
I so sit in awe of my own career.
I'm
I
sure.
pinch myself.
Well, I look at I go back to the research and I realize that you had those times in your life where, that I know this is stressful and it can be very stressful, but you had that high fashion world success.
Yeah, Seventh Avenue.
And right, which had to have been so stressful. Now you are living this ultimate dream.
Well, now I'm
Because
running my business.
That's
Yeah,
it.
I'm
I
running
thank you. You
my life.
finally have gotten to where I was trying to, and I couldn't verbalize it.
No, yeah.
Now it's about what you have chosen. So we talk about some of these fabulous women. Melba Moore, who you now dress her for stage at all
Everything,
times, and
yeah.
she's in that other phase of her life that is so glamorous and fabulous.
Yeah.
You're about to go to Paris with her because
Yeah.
she's doing Valentine's Day
Night in Paris. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm get to dress a legend in Paris.
That's too bad. I watch.
Somebody's got to.
Yeah, well, that's it. Somebody's got to do this. I watch and I follow her career and I follow what you do for her. And I said this to you, and we haven't really talked about it yet because I said save it for the air. But I feel like Melba has a very distinct style at this stage in her career. And I think you built it. I don't know if it's her. I think it's you.
Well, Melba came into my life before COVID when I had been on the road with singer Melissa Manchester, doing work with Melissa. We had gotten back, Danny and I had gotten back from LA, and I had to get to work on my clients' clothes. Things had to be delivered. I have to be on time.
Sure, of course.
That's my reputation. It's everything.
Right. Wedding dates come.
Of course. There's no screwing around.
Right.
And I had to take care of business. And I got a message from Melba's manager, Ron Richardson, and he said, Melba's looking for a designer. Big award at Cooper Union in New York City, the historical Cooper Union, Abraham Lincoln. She's getting Broadway Women of Color Award Lifetime Achievement. Needs a designer. And I said, Ron, I love Melba Moore. Always have my whole career. My first Broadway show was Pearly, her Tony Award. I can't. I am inundated with work. I really would love to. He kept up. And I said, okay, look, let's interview each other. We're in New York next week for something. Come by my hotel. Let's see if we can work together. If it's going to work. He did. He came by the hotel. We got to meet. And he was funny. And that's really, not that I'm a pushover, but if it's not going to click,
Right.
I have to have humor in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I have to find that there's not a rub with my husband and I. It's not going to be that kind of thing.
Right.
This is going to be, and I'm going to be in control. Mm-hmm. That's a big thing for me. And we met, and it was lovely, and he was funny. And I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a bunch of sketches the way I see the way Melba should look for this event. In my eyes, she's a legend. She's an icon. Mm-hmm. She's getting a lifetime achievement. She needs to appear on stage looking that way. The big thing to me with Melba is she also should be looking the way her fans, her audience wants her to look.
Right.
At this point in her career,
Right.
she can't be looking like
She was
store-bought.
Absolutely.
It has to be iconic. He said, okay. I sent him sketches. I get the bing on my phone from FedEx. The package was delivered. Phone rings. It's Ron. Now, you have to also understand, Ron talks just like Johnny Cochran, the late Johnny Cochran. So I answered the phone. I said, hi, Ron, did you get the sketches? Yep, I got the sketches. I said, okay, what do you think? He said, David, I got to tell you something. I don't like any of them. I said, oh, I've never heard that before. Okay, okay, then, okay.
Obviously, this doesn't work.
Yeah, right. And he said, no, don't get me wrong. I don't like any of them. I love all of them. And I said, oh, you son of a... I said, okay, this will work. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to meet Melba because she was in Europe touring in the Billie Holiday at the Emerson, I think what the show was called. So she was in Europe touring in that.
Wow. Wow.
I got to meet Melba finally at a hotel in New York City a few weeks before this award show. And in comes this tiny, fabulous, petite, beautiful woman. And now I'm in the bathroom with Melba Moore, and I still get to the point where I'm like, I got to pinch my own ass because it's like,
I cannot believe
I'm
this.
standing in it, and I've had the honor of dressing a whole lot of fabulous people. And I still pinch myself because I live in the state of gratitude that this shit is happening to me.
Right.
And we walk out of the bathroom, and it was a red, off-the-shoulder, just a delicious gown and a cape. And I've known enough by seeing Melba dressed in Bob Mackie and seeing Melba dressed for different awards and the Tonys and all that kind of stuff to know that the girl knows how to handle
She can
fabric.
handle it.
She's a diva.
Right.
She knows how to do this.
Right.
And she walks out of the bathroom, and she looks at her manager, Ron, and she says, he knows what he's doing. And from that moment on, it's been to Sunday night in New York City dressing Melba for Paris. It's just this whole thing
great.
of, I'm saying to Melba, this is going to have this is going to have, she said, I don't care. You know what you're doing. I'm just going to give Josephine Baker. And she's posing. having fun. And so it's pretty.
I feel like
pretty wonderful.
You have been such a blessing to her because she doesn't have to worry about that anymore. That's not part
It's just
of
really
preparing. And I think you
exciting.
do that for a whole lot of people that you work with. I'm going to let you do this. Just go through the list. Who are some of these people?
I'm in the middle. We're going back to the studio now because one of Broadway's biggest stars is Tony Winner, Beth Level. Beth Level of The Prom, Drowsy Chaperone, Limpika.
Yeah.
She is now starring with Bernadette Peters and Leah Salonga in the upcoming Stephen Sondheim musical, Old Friends, which opens next week in Los Angeles. I'm dressing Beth for opening night.
Awesome.
And fabulous. And Beth is just... Oh, she's delicious. She knows how to flip the collar and pose. I dressed Beth for opening night of The Prom in a picture that's just become iconic and amazing. I do clothes for Judith Light and for, God, Danny, help me, Lisa Howard and Mary Callanan and Amy Spanger and Melissa Manchester. And
so many. It's so good.
It's amazing.
It's so good.
But it all happened because Boston's own Mary Callanan, a gal who was a brilliant talent, doing cruise ships in Provincetown and local theater and all this kind of stuff, national tours, always was trying to get to, she'd be a great guest for you,
always
get
trying
to Broadway.
Get there, yeah.
Always trying to get there, and then she did, and she took me with her.
Awesome.
So I was dressing Mary for Broadway, and that's how I met Beth Level, and that's how all of these things happened.
Sure.
Because
absolutely.
one good thing.
That one good thing, but what happened was that you were really talented.
Well, you got to have that.
Yes, you certainly
thank you,
do.
God.
That is for sure. Our next guest coming up here, you have mentioned her name, and she is one of these fabulous women that you have talked about, and that's Melissa Manchester. Melissa is starring in Funny Girl. She's been out on the road for 2 years with just about. Yeah. When it's all said and done, it will have been 2 years for the road production. It's coming to Boston the 4th through the 16th of February, and it's
so
Funny Girl. Come on, first
good.
off, let's.
We've gotten to see it all over the country with Melissa.
She is someone was instrumental. You were here before. You told the story about Melissa, and we want to get to her here. But very briefly, that story. You were a young man sewing in the basement.
It's again the way I live my life in this gratitude. Young kid, divorced parents who just got divorced. I sewed. I was bullied, terribly bullied as a kid, and I sewed. I mean, the kids at school made fun of me because I wore clothes to school that I made. They didn't look homemade.
Yep.
But I was also a brave kid because I wouldn't let them stop me from sewing. So I would go to school in clothes I made and let them bully me, and I would go home. My mother had to work. My older brother was in college, and I would sit and sew, and I would put on Melissa Manchester's first. Melissa hadn't had a hit record yet. Her first album was Home to Myself. And I went to a record store one day, saw the cover of the album, and I had to buy it. I was drawn to this album cover. Put on that song, Home to Myself, and it was the song that not only saved my life from not hurting myself, I have had the opportunity to tell her because now I make all of Melissa Manchester's clothes 45 years later.
Right.
So the journey of my life is this incredible story.
Yep.
So I'm so grateful for all of it.
Absolutely. Well, Melissa Manchester, the icon, she's coming up next, right here on Kerrigan & Company. You know, folks, I've known the College Hype team for more than 20 years. They're a local screen print and embroidery company servicing the New England area and beyond. Now, what makes the team so special is that they have more than 35 years of experience and they do all the work in-house. I love their tagline, making a difference one t-shirt at a time. Speaking from experience, I know that is the truth. Learn more at collegehype.com. This segment of Kerrigan & Company is brought to you by Lucia Lighting and Design, where people in the know go for the best possible lighting and design experience. Welcome back, everybody, to Kerrigan & Company. So great to have you with us for this episode. A very fun episode for me. Of course, my very long time, I never say old, by the way. I don't say old friends. You know, that I don't like that. My very long time friend, David Josef, is with me, keeping me company today. And we are about to interview a very long time friend of yours.
Yes.
And you have already shared the story with us about Melissa and where your relationship, if you will, a one-sided relationship for a long time started.
Yes.
I stalked her and stalked her and stalked her. Yeah.
Melissa Manchester, of course, Grammy Award winner and a songwriter and actress. And I'm so thrilled to have her here with us on Kerrigan and Company. It is lovely to see you. And David told me before you came, you got a new haircut, and it looks fantastic.
Yes, I donated my hair to Locks of Love last July, and I'm letting it grow out au naturel for the time being. And of course, because I wear a wig in Funny Girl, which is actually the hair color I've been having, it's great. It's just great to sort of see hair as art and just let it do its thing.
Absolutely love it. So she's mentioned it, Funny Girl.
Yep.
And we are
Next
all
week.
so excited here in Boston because you are coming to Boston and we're going to get a chance to see you in the role of Rose. Tell us, you bet. Tell us, Melissa, a little bit about the show and what it's been like. You've been out for a while.
Yes, we are in our second year. The production has been wildly successful across the nation. It's been quite the adventure in celebrating this 50th year of my career to be doing this iconic role. I mean, one of the things I loved about being part of this production, which I auditioned for, I did my due diligence and I auditioned and they called me back, is that the historic component of this is the first national tour of this iconic musical in 60 years.
That's
never been done.
Unbelievable to me.
They tried, but it never worked.
Wow.
And it's interesting because like I have seen in art, the true magic of this piece is it has really grown into this moment. We have all sorts of audiences coming to see it. We have, 9-year-old kids. We have musical theater geek students. We have people who saw the movie. There are some people who saw the original production, as I did in 1964. But the part that is timeless is that it's a story about the triumph of the will and the spirit, and that's always timeless. And it so resonates with people. It's really remarkable.
Absolutely. You were been lucky enough to see it. You were there when she opened in this role.
Providence.
Yes.
We were. Melissa, do you mind if I rave for a little bit? I mean, rave in the sense that what the critics are saying across America, this has been the most well-received. Critics and the audiences, it's been sold out across America when a lot of shows have difficulty finding their audience, but the critics have loved every single city and town across America where it's played. It's been remarkable. And your Rose Bryce has been so loved and beloved. They just love my Melissa.
Well, Melissa, one of the things that I didn't realize, and David was sharing with me before we got on the air with you, is the fact that the Rose role has been expanded in this version of the show a bit because it's been an adaptation of the book, and he says that your part is the heart of this show.
That's what I'm told by many people. The great Harvey Fierstein, who massaged the book, the original book, he allowed all of the secondary characters, me and Nick Arnstein, Fanny Bryce's love interest, and her best friend Eddie Ryan, to all take emotional journeys, so that the evening is very satisfying. In 1964, this was primarily a vehicle for a young unknown Barbra Streisand, and so they kept flattening out and cutting the songs of the secondary characters and just kept writing more for her, which was appropriate. But it was much more vaudeville centric. This is really a memory poem, and the journey of this woman who had this village around her, and because it's so beautifully rendered by Harvey, you really understand why between 1908 and 1928, when the story takes place, how Rose stands by her daughter, not as a stage mother, but as a mother who has one of 3 kids, who just is different and really knows herself and really has a sense of her ambition. And it's not that Rose loves her unconditionally or more than her other kids, but she loves this kid, Fanny Bryce, differently.
Mm-hmm.
And their relationship is quite remarkable over the years, and it's just gorgeous.
It's so beautiful. It's so loving, and the relationship that not only Melissa has with the actress who plays Fanny Bryce, but also the characters is so warm and touching. And when they do have a fallout in Act 2, it gut punches you because you don't want that to happen.
Yeah, right.
It's magnificent.
Fantastic.
Right to the very last moment.
February 5th, I will be sitting in the audience. So if I stand up and act a fool, you'll know it's me, okay?
Please.
Hey, let me talk to you about this unbelievable career that just continues to go. My understanding is you're coming off the road after almost 2 years, and you're going to be right back out again in June. Lady, do you rest?
I will be awakening in June from the sleep that starts mid-April. Trust me. But yes, it's time to get back and to support my 25th album, which I released in February, called Review, which is sort of a thank you to so many of the fans that have come along on this unusual journey of mine for 50 years. These are re-recordings of several of my charted hits with some different arrangements, some harmonic tweaks. All of the songs, which I've learned about from the stage, all of the songs end. There are no fades on this album. Everything comes to an end, which gives the listener a chance to breathe. Yeah. And maybe applaud in there.
I love that. I had forgotten, and that this is on me. I had forgotten until I started to do a little bit of research and looking into your fabulous career. But I had forgotten that Melissa sang two
Academy Award
nominated songs in the same year.
In a Bob Mackie gown.
In my first Bob Mackie gown, in very high heels, walking down a flight of stairs with no banister, because the director thought that would be really interesting for dramatic effect, particularly if I fell. But no, I didn't. I sang these beautiful songs, and it was thrilling.
The theme to Ice Castles, I think is probably one of my favorite songs growing up. That I was a young girl who absolutely loved that. I was in love with that movie. I was in love with the song, and thus I was in love with you. So we have a love affair that I'm not sure you even know exists. So.
Best friends in your mind.
Yeah, we're best friends in my mind. Yeah, exactly. Let me ask you something, Melissa, because I'm just, as someone who's an icon in the business, how do you compare when you started and some of these beautiful, fabulous songs that you've sang through the years to maybe some of the young women who are out there singing now? I see a smile on your face because I got a feeling someone's asked you that before, but I'm just curious how you see it now.
Well, the recording industry is entirely different than when I started. The actual literal marketplace is different. There are very few record companies left. However, this is the golden age of the independent artist. I mean, anybody can start their own record company and be the president. However, it is code language for you have to do 4 times as much work yourself. Mm-hmm. The interesting thing that has not changed is that the way you can sort of make a living is by going on the road and selling your wares, whether it's T-shirts or some kind of merch from the back of a car or at a table at the venue. That part has remained the same. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, very interesting. Yeah, I look at a lot of the young women, and there's it's not the same as when you were singing. You had that big voice and still have that big voice that carried the day. And I hear, a lot of young people now who are synthetic, if you will.
Well, there are a lot of, wonderful singers. The actual shape of the American popular song has changed. Mm-hmm. In the 70s, which many believe was the last great decade of songs were still melody driven.
Right.
And And once disco showed up in the late 70s, early 80s, songs became percussive driven, which meant it literally changed the shape, because in a percussive driven song, you are mostly repeating an idea literally over and over and over to the beat. So you have less and less opportunity to develop the lyric idea or the melodic idea. And though there's still good melody that shows up these days, and there are plenty of big voiced, remarkable artists. It's just the toys are different. I was recording with a room full of musicians. A lot of people don't record with musicians anymore. They record with tracks and things that are manufactured sounds, and it's just different.
It's different.
It's just different.
Yeah.
Kim, there is hope, though.
Oh,
Melissa's still here.
Oh yeah.
Yes, a little.
And there are young, wonderful people.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
Chappell Rowan.
There are.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And,
I mean, if anybody has seen
Billie
Wicked,
Eilish.
we know
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Ariana Grande and
But
Cynthia
there's
Erivo.
people who can
Yeah,
actually
Adele
sing.
and-
These women can
as
sing.
opposed
You
to the
bet.
producer-driven people.
Absolutely. So tell me, is there more stage life coming up here? Will we see you in another show? I know you're going to do your own shows and you're going out for music purposes, but what about acting?
I would do this again. I would act again because I'm singing very little in this show. It's mostly acting. But the thing about this show is I feel like an honored guest at a very beautiful party. This is a very big
So
show.
nice.
I mean, there are about 25 people on stage tapping their brains out when I'm not on stage. And the songs are glorious. The songs have become part of the popular songbook canon. People and Don't Rain on My Parade. Would I do it again? I would. I really would. But we shall see. In July, I think it is. Yeah, in July, there will be an American debut of a concerto that I composed for piano and orchestra. So that will be exciting to
You bet.
be in the audience and watch that unfold. So I'm very excited about
Oh gosh! Wow. And how about this guy sitting next to me?
that. An angel
really?
on earth. That's what I call him. He's an angel on
Stop it.
earth.
Melissa, I'll give you 45 minutes and you
Right.
have to stop.
Well, he certainly speaks highly of you, and I know I have seen you in some really spectacular things. You look fabulous, and I know that he's been behind some of those designs. So
of
that is
course.
very
Yes,
exciting
absolutely.
as well. So, listen, continued success, Melissa. I mean, this has just been such a treat for me to get this chance. David was able to get us hooked up. I am so excited about seeing Funny Girl.
Oh,
We
you're
want
gonna love
everybody.
it.
I know
All of Boston's
the
gonna
4th
love
through
it.
the 16th here in Boston. And
Can't wait.
Yeah, we can't wait to see you. So,
Oh, and it's nice and cold, Melissa.
yeah.
You're coming back to the
I've
cold.
been
Yay.
cold for so long. Now I'm in Florida, and then we will be cold again. Is Stephanie still open? And is the Trident Bookshop still open?
I can't
The
believe
Trident Bookshop is still open. The
and
answer is yes.
Stephanie's
Yes.
on Newbury Street
Yes.
is still open.
Yep.
And that's the restaurant that Danny and I met 45 years ago. It used to be called the Harvard Bookstore Cafe. So see, once again, Melissa, it's Bashir.
Love it. Bashir.
What a riot.
Don't get me started.
Don't even get me started.
Well, we won't tell everyone that you just said that so they don't hang out outside those locations to see you.
Wow.
Continued success, and we will see you in just a few weeks right here in Boston. Thank you, lovely
Great.
Manchester.
Thank you
you next
so
week.
much.
Thanks so
Thank
very
you.
much.
Bye, Boo.
Bye, honey.
She is fantastic.
The best.
Good job.
What did I do?
This is Kerrigan & Company. It's the most wonderful time of the year. You want to know why? Because it's Lucia Lighting and Design's annual Red Tag Sale. Head to Lucia Lighting and Design at 311 Western Avenue in Lynn before the end of January for the best deals of the year. Lucia has hundreds of items with red sale tags on them, and that means 50% off. These are one-of-a-kind display pieces that you won't want to miss. Don't wait. Get to Lucia Lighting and Design before the end of January for their annual Red Tag Sale. Learn more about my favorite lighting design store at lucialighting.com.
If you like rum, you're going to love Rumson's Rum, New England's most award-winning rum brand. Rumson creates distinctive and savory flavor profiles by hand-selecting and marrying the finest barrel-aged Caribbean rums. The spirits are then blended and finished in the New England Rum House. Choose from Rumson's Gold, Spiced, Grand Reserve, or Coffee Rum, which is smooth and sweet with a warm roasted coffee flavor, a hint of vanilla, and a decadent buttery finish. Find Rumson's at liquor stores or ask for it at your favorite restaurant. Learn more at rumsons.com. That's rumsons.com. Rumsons. Life lived, life enjoyed.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kerrigan and Company. I am having so much fun. David Josef, of course, the designer, keeping me company today. Melissa Manchester is off the charts fantastic.
Lovely.
Thank you so much for bringing her to us.
Absolutely. You know what's funny is that these incredible women whose lives I come into or they come into my life, they are simply us.
Yeah, they're just...
I don't have that snotty or that negative energy. I have no negative in my life.
Well, that is so good.
I'm talking even my normal clients.
Sure.
My day-to-day.
Yep.
So I'm pretty blessed.
Yes, you
and I know
are.
it. And look!
Because you could have problems.
Look,
I know our next
talk
guest...
about positive energy.
Right,
you walk in the room
exactly.
and it's like all smiles and lovely.
That is so
appreciate
true.
that. Thank you.
That is so true. This is, I want to say it correctly, Alyssa Zonghetti.
Correct.
And Alyssa is a hypnotherapist, a licensed hypnotherapist.
Certified.
A certified
Yes.
hypnotherapist. And David and I have been very anxious to talk to you because we have 1,000
it.
questions to ask.
I'm ready.
which I feel confident that everybody does that to you, right?
Yes, but I love talking about it because I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there.
Well, I think you're probably right. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, what is a hypnotherapist?
So essentially, all I'm doing is helping people tap into their subconscious mind. So what does that mean? We all have created different habits. We have different value systems that are deep-rooted in there. And when we're looking to create a change, we're looking for somebody to guide us. So I equate it to a fitness trainer. Like, if you think about a fitness trainer, right, they're not doing anything to you. They're helping you to guide you. That's exactly how I act. I act as a guide, telling people to, help them to explore, help them to figure out what changes they need to create, and then we work together to create the change in the subconscious mind.
But you put us under.
Yes, we put people into a hypnotic state, but we don't take control of their mind. That's one of the questions I get asked all the time is, are you going to take control of me? No, you remain in complete control, right? Again, just like with the fitness trainer, I'm guiding you, showing you what to do, how to do it, how many times to do it.
Yeah.
It's just a sense of a guide. You always remain in complete control.
So if I wanted to get naked, it would be on me, not
Exactly.
you. Okay, good. Okay, good.
That's
So as
why
long as
we're
I
not
know.
going to
Yeah,
be
that's where you might not
hypnotizing you
search it.
today.
Table's big enough for me.
So I think that most of the people who come to see you are open to the idea of being hypnotized. So if you're not open to that idea, can you be hypnotized?
You really need to be open to the process.
Okay.
Just about anybody can be hypnotized, but you really have to be open to it. So if someone comes to me and says, I don't believe it's going to work, I don't believe in this.
What's the point?
Right. There is no point because you have this block in your mind, so it's going to be hard to tap into it. But if people are open to the process and open to the belief, I mean, there is science to show that this works. It is proven. It's becoming more and more accepted even by the medical community. And so when people understand that and are open to it, they can really see a lot of change in their life.
So what do you do to hypnotize someone? I mean, obviously, the old thing,
Yes,
you
right?
hold like a watch
Three
in front of their
Stooges,
face. I don't think that's how it
That's
goes
what
down.
everyone asks, right? Are you going to wave the pocket watch at me?
Right,
Or are you going to make
exactly.
me bark like a dog or quack like a duck? That is some stage hypnosis stuff that is still out
I've
there.
done
And it's
that.
very entertaining, but that's not what I'm doing. Essentially, it's a form of guided meditation. So it's getting someone into a very relaxed state.
Yeah.
To be able to tap into that subconscious mind. So again, not taking control of anyone. I'm just guiding you on a journey. It's actually very relaxing. I do a lot of my work virtually. So I mean, I literally have clients that will get into their bed because that's where they feel most comfortable and safe to open up and be vulnerable. And they'll just lay in their bed and be comfortable. And I just guide them through listening to my voice, hearing what we're saying. Sometimes there's dialogue back and forth. Sometimes it's them just listening to my voice, depending what we're working on. But it's essentially just a time to really relax and to tap into what's happening deeper inside.
I would think in these days, with all the stresses and everything that's going on, you must be busier than a, what is it, a one-armed son of a, no, something like that. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
something one-armed.
Yeah. I mean, you must be, people must really be looking for this stress release, this place to go to find inner peace.
Exactly. And that's one thing I really try to have people understand is how available this is. A lot of people, again, don't understand it or don't even realize that it's available to them, but it's something that just about anybody can do and experience and see results. I'm a proponent of talk therapy, but sometimes we go to talk therapy, and that's what we do. We just talk, we vent, right?
No,
And-
right. You're trying to please the therapist.
That's
You know what I mean?
That's
So
true.
you're trying to give them the
I think
answers
there's
they
a lot
want
of
to
truth in
hear,
that.
as
Yeah.
opposed to really
Right.
opening up
What's
to
right for you.
Right.
And creating the change. I know even for myself, I was in therapy different points throughout my life, and I'm like, I'm just going in here to talk. I want to create change. Like, I would go in every week and, what is my homework? What can I do to create
No, I
change?
know what you mean.
And that's what led me on this journey to understand personal development more in different modalities out there, because I didn't want to just talk about my problems. I wanted to create change around them.
So who comes to see you? What are some of the issues? I mean, David is right. Inner peace, I think, right now is probably
I mean,
something that
first
a
and
lot of people
foremost,
are
right.
looking for. Right.
Just a little bit of meditation and relaxation
Right.
and recentredness could be great for everyone. I see people for all kinds of things. We were just talking a little bit before about weight loss. A lot of what I work with people on is their confidence. I work with a lot of entrepreneurs or career-minded people that deal with the imposter syndrome that we talk about.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was something I was going to bring up.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, it's something I work with people a lot on. Again, as you being in fashion, right? People are, I always say, want to match the insides to the outsides, right? So they may even put on that outfit, but if they don't feel confident in it and they don't have that presence about them, something doesn't connect. So I work with people a lot on that. One thing I never suspected to work with people on is cell phone and technology addiction. We are all addicted to our devices.
That's brilliant because it's absolutely the truth right now.
And
Do you work with do the parents send their children to you? Or are
they
young
do not
people?
for that.
Okay.
I have to say,
Market it.
I know, right?
I want 10%.
But I think the parents are, it's just the same, because some of the people that I've worked with on this have actually said their children have brought it to their attention how addicted their parents are to their devices and not being present with the family. And so that was something I said I never expected to work on.
I don't want to talk about my husband. But no, that's completely
Okay,
interesting.
so give us a sense of someone comes to you and we're going to use weight loss. David has just lost 60 pounds. What do you do and what kind of results do you see?
So the biggest thing, especially working one-on-one with someone, is to really understand what your trigger points are. So I do work with a lot of people on weight loss, sugar addictions. And so really understanding, are you somebody perhaps that eats food as reward? Maybe food is your comfort. Maybe when you're feeling sad, you immediately go to that. Or maybe you use it for a reward and celebrate.
Check.
Right?
Yeah,
Check.
Or maybe it's all of the above.
Right.
All of the above, right.
But really understanding for individuals where it's coming from, because it's going to be different for everybody. And so once we can understand that, are you someone that grazes a lot and eats a lot at night when you're in front of the TV, and working to reframe it. And what we do is we don't say sugar is bad, sugar is evil, I'm never going to have sugar again. It's about changing the mindset towards where we're trying to go. So trying to say, look, I want to eat more nutritious foods. I want to make my body feel good. So when I fuel my body with healthy, nutritious foods, I feel better. It's not about the negative. It's about the positive and where we're trying to take someone.
I want to feel proud of myself.
Yeah, I want to feel proud of
Love that.
myself. But you know what? I mean, I'm going to say this, and I'm playing devil's advocate here, but
Sure.
those are all
She weighs
great
38 pounds.
Well, those are all great things to say, because I think I could say that driving in my car, and then willpower, by the time, you get home, it goes out the window. So what is it that makes that trigger change?
So you just said it right there. So you just said the willpower. So we talk about the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And I like to create a little visual for people in their mind. So if you think about an iceberg that's sticking up out of the water, then you have the water line and everything underneath. So the conscious mind is everything above that water line. That's the willpower. That's where we're like really kind of, white knuckling it to make things happen, right? Like anybody can say for a day, I'm not going to eat cake today, but tomorrow, what's going to happen? But everything below that waterline is the subconscious. That's our beliefs, that's our habits, that's our value system, that's our emotions. And so that's what we're working to reprogram. So when I'm putting someone into hypnosis, we're trying to get you into a very relaxed hypnotic state, as we call it. So very similar to the state, like just before you fall asleep, or maybe when you're just waking up but you're not fully awake. That's essentially the state we're trying to get someone in. So it's this very relaxed, open state, so we can reprogram the subconscious mind to those beliefs, to believe at a deeper level that when I fuel my body with nutritious foods, I feel better. When I fuel my body with nutritious foods, I'm proud of myself. So that's where it comes in. It's reprogram the mind at that deeper level.
And do you find that when someone does follow the subconscious thoughts you're putting into their head, after a couple of weeks, it kind of just takes off by itself? That because they are reprogrammed or working within the frames that you've given them?
Yes, absolutely.
So people
always
continue.
ask, "Can I come in and do one session and be cured?"
Be cured.
We're not curing anything.
No, that's no cure, right?
We're changing years and years of beliefs and subconscious thoughts. Sometimes being impacted by the outside, maybe parents, friends, family, right? Like all this stuff is layered on top. So it takes time, but yes, I mean, even after one session, you can start to see a change. And then each week or each time we work together, it's just harnessing that even more and really solidifying it even more.
Okay, so Alyssa, give us an example.
Okay.
You don't have to give a name, obviously.
Sure.
But tell me about one of your great success stories.
One story that I love to tell really talks about the mind-body connection, and it was a woman who had injured herself and needed to have surgery to correct her knee. And unfortunately, she had to go through a whole physical therapy rehab before she could even have the surgery. So she had to go through this whole process to get to a certain range of motion to be able to have surgery. But what was happening is she couldn't get there. And the doctors were saying everything's fine physically. Physical therapist is saying everything is fine physically. And the physical therapist finally said to her, "I think it's some kind of mental block you're having." Well, sure enough, we started to do some work together, and we started to understand that this was a recurring injury she had, so she was afraid she was going to injure herself again. And it was a painful process to recover from. So she was
Holding herself
back because she was worried about, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to rehab again after I complete surgery. So we were able to work through that. And within just 3 sessions, she was able to get to the range of motion she needed to go have that surgery. And so it's a really big eye-opener for people about how much the mind and the body truly are connected.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'm a firm believer that your mind is dictating all. I mean, you can tell yourself you're sick, and before you know it, you're really sick.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, you can do that. There you go.
I want to go back to work this afternoon.
Could you work with him, please?
Maybe I'm getting a little cold.
What made you decide you were going to do this?
So for me, I was a career event planner for many years. And as I mentioned before, I went on my own personal development journey, experienced some traumatic things in life. And so as I was going through my journey and really trying to understand who I was and what my role was and some of the things that occurred in my life, I learned about all these different tools out there, about the mindset work. There's this what's called neuro-linguistics programming, NLP, that's out there, again, really changing the mind at a deeper level. And so as I started to experience this for myself, I was turning around to support initially other women and as an empowerment coach. And then I said, again, I really want the tools. I really want something tangible that I can take to someone to help them create change. So I decided to get certified in hypnosis myself so I could be able to help others.
Good for you.
Do you mind if I ask 2 quick things?
No, please.
Okay, 2 quick things.
Please.
What is the education that you have to go through for that? And second of all, when you're going through the negative, everyone goes through it. Everyone goes through the cloud.
Yep.
Did you ever look in the mirror and think, but look at these cheekbones, because look at those cheekbones. You ever do that? Like, I mean, I could be going through this, but I could be horrible looking, but you look good.
Yeah.
Right? There we go. There.
Right, and that's what we have to do, right? You and I were just talking about that before.
How do you get certified?
So to get certified, I essentially actually did mine online, right? Like post-pandemic times.
Yeah.
Everybody does everything online now. So there's a lot of studying, but I will even say once I got certified, to me, that was like just where it began, right? Similar to like going to college. Like, you have your degree, but that really just starts your training.
Of course.
And so for me, I continuously do training. I'm always learning from others in the field and really trying to hone the craft. But
So you're doing in your career what you hypnotize people into doing.
To do.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You're
That's
still
right.
honing
To
and
continue
doing
to
and
grow.
teaching and growing in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I tell clients all the time, I've suffered from imposter syndrome. We all have been there. We've all done it.
Everybody does at some point in their life.
Exactly,
And
you know.
That's
everyone
the
does.
expression, fake it till you make it.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
I mean,
right.
yeah.
Right.
We actually
And
promote it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's why, again, I'm so passionate about it, because I'm like, I've experienced it. I go through it myself. And that's why I know that this works and can really help people.
Alyssa, tell our listeners how they can get in touch with you. Because, if this is the beginning of the year and, you're looking for maybe some ways to get around some of the blocks that you've had and you want to move forward in your life. And I think all of us have blocks somewhere that we've got to get past.
Absolutely.
Whether you're trying to stop smoking or drinking or you're just trying to get the right attitude to get on with your career.
I know I have to get out of my shell.
I know. I'm worried about that. We're going to get you a session here very soon.
Okay, we're going to talk offline.
Alyssa, tell everybody how they can find you.
So you can, of course, find me on Instagram at the Alyssa Z. You can also go to my website. The name of my practice is called A to Z Hypnotherapy, a little play on the initials there.
Right.
And yes, check out my website. There's a lot of great information. There's actually even you could download a free hypnosis session to experience it yourself. So if you're a little unsure, don't really know what hypnosis is or what meditation is, go download that. It's all about self-love and self-confidence. And so it's a great hypnosis session for anyone to experience.
So I've been on the website, and it's really great, by the way. You have a really good website. Be sure you check that out, folks. Again, it's A to Z.
Yep, A-T-O-Z.
Right.
Hypnosis.com.
Be sure you check that out because it's really a great website, and you can learn more about Alyssa and about her practice. And I hope people will reach out to you, and I may be one of them.
I hope so too. Again, I just love to talk about this. I love to educate people on it. So if people just have questions,
you're very
I can talk about it all
easy
day.
to work with.
Yes, you certainly are.
Thank you.
And you do have fabulous cheekbones. He's right.
Right?
Well, thank you. Nothing a little contour makeup can help.
I'm wearing it. Nothing. I got nothing.
The Alyssa Z on Instagram. Be sure you check it out. This is Kerrigan & Company. The holiday season may be behind us, but when you look in the mirror, do you still see some lasting effects? Well, I've got the answer. A hydrofacial at Sienna Aesthetics Medical Spa in Beverly. These relaxing, fabulous facials include deep cleansing, exfoliation, and hydration. You'll notice instant results. And my friends at Sienna are offering hydrofacial packages that include awesome savings and will put you on the path of radiant and hydrated skin. Schedule 2 facials and get the third half off. Start the new year with a fresh glow. That's SiennaAesthetics.com. This segment of Kerrigan & Company is brought to you by Sienna Aesthetics Medical Spa. Take years off your face with the very latest technologies at Sienna Aesthetics in Beverly. All right, everybody, it's that time of the show that we always wrap things up. Man, we have had a fantastic show today. David Josef keeping me company, which is always so much fun. You know what? I have to tell you something. I could have you come every week.
I'm not leaving. I could live right under here. I'll bring a sewing machine. Yeah, there's plenty of room.
Who's that guy in the court? Oh, don't
You're right.
worry about him. He's just making a gown for someone fabulous. Don't worry about it.
As long as FedEx can come by and pick things up, and Danny can bead, we'll be all set. Just think how fabulous you look every day.
I know.
I mean, not that you don't.
If you could do me something leopard, that would be kind of beyond that. I told you, I love a good jumpsuit that's
like last week, Liz Byrne.
I know.
You like that one?
I love that one. Oh my goodness gracious. We do this thing each week, you know this.
I know,
we do Fast Five. Now the funny part about this is David was a guest. Again, we mentioned this earlier in the show. He was a guest early on. And we had a different co-host, but David said if I'm here, I have to do a Fast Five. So this is your second Fast Five.
It is, but this is the legal one.
This one actually
is legal.
is legal. Yes, we're actually allowing this to go out. This is our College Hype Fast Five. College Hype, making a difference one T-shirt at a time. It's collegehype.com. Are you ready, my friend?
Yes, which camera
30
do I look
seconds. You just look at me.
Okay.
3, 2. Here goes the ticker. Favorite fabric that you like to work with?
Oh, my God. Velvet.
Really?
No. Oh, silk wool. Okay, thank you.
There you go,
Yeah.
silk wool. Who was your celebrity crush when you were a teenager?
Melissa Manchester.
Your favorite place to go when you do finally vacation?
Paris.
Celebrities that you have not dressed yet that you would like to. Give me 2 names.
Oh, that's really good. Oh, my God.
It's hard.
I know. That is really hard. I've dressed everyone. Kamala Harris.
Okay.
And
good. And I think Billie Eilish.
No, she needs me. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll go there. Yeah.
And what's your favorite pizza topping?
Pineapple, Hawaiian. Pineapple and ham, yes.
There you have it.
Oh, now I want that for lunch. See? And now I need that.
Now we're gonna have to have Alyssa back to convince you that that's not your favorite. This is so fun. Thank you.
I don't know. That's all I could think of. No, because I was thinking of Liz Burns' jumpsuit, and that was leopard velvet.
Yeah. Oh, it was
really good.
And it was fantastic. I have to tell you. This was an outfit that he made just recently for someone, and I said if she wants to give that away, she can just call me. I'm sure I have a reason to wear it.
You're the same size.
There you go. Now I know I have a reason to wear it. Thank you. Listen, continued success,
You guys,
my friend.
and to your
Can
team.
I tell you? Oh,
the best
thanks.
team in the business. Thank you
very much.
Really and truly.
I appreciate that more than I can say. I appreciate your support for the show. You have been
You're
a huge
awesome.
supporter, and thank you for that.
And you always have the greatest guests, and I just happen to know so many of them. It's wonderful. This is my cup number 2. I get to take this, right?
Yes, you do.
I have cup
So now the
number 2
two of you can both have one for breakfast in the mornings, okay?
okay.
A mug. I know. You have to share.
And I need 3. No, I'm kidding.
David Josef,
Kim,
be
thank
sure
you.
you check him out, guys. They can follow you on Instagram.
Anywhere,
They can follow you on Facebook.
Just remember, it's an F.
That's-
K-O-S-E-F.
Exactly. All right. Great to have everybody with us today. Thank you so very much. Have a super great week, everybody. Be sure you follow us on social, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody, for listening to Kerrigan and Company. To find out who will keep me company and be my co-host on the next episode, be sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. Kerrigan and Company is recorded at the Big Night Studios at the TD Garden in Boston. You can view the podcast on YouTube and listen to it wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure you tell a friend. The executive producer of Kerrigan and Company is David Thompson. Our engineer is Peter Hurley, and our social media managers are Grace Kerrigan, Colby Thompson, and Riley Thompson. See you next time.